cooking for you guys. They're going to be amazing. Thank you, our events team, for organizing this. And thank you guys for coming to Dojo. Who is here for the first time? Okay, well, good. Yeah, we have some people who haven't been here before. Well, welcome to Dojo. Dojo is one of the best co-working spaces in the world, according to Forbes and some other awesome platforms. And as you know, it's a co-working space. We also have a co-living space, and we have a few amazing projects in the pipeline. We have an amazing team from all over Indonesia, and we are here to create an amazing community to inspire and make a substantial impact on the world. Thank you so much for coming. And today we have a special guest who is a friend of mine. I met Gil Petersil many years ago in Russia when everything started actually for you and for me as well. And I'm so excited to have my friend Gil Petersil here as our mastery coach on networking. He has multiple businesses between Russia and Singapore. His company is a representative of Tony Robbins in Russia. He brought a lot of Russian people to Tony Robbins events, and he brought Tony Robbins to Russia as well. He's doing masterminds with amazing people from all over the world, and he's organizing retreats, educational programs in different parts of the globe, and they're launching amazing projects this year as well. His wife, Kat, is an inspiring woman, and their family is one of the most inspirational families I've ever seen in my life. Thank you, guys, and please welcome Gil Petersil.
Wow, you guys learn quickly. Yeah, very good. So I need to hold this, yeah? Shit. Don't like holding it. Hi, everyone. I see that we have a few VIP seats in the front. That's okay. They'll get filled up later on, I promise you. I see that the two of you know each other already for a long time, and you're brother and sister, and you're sitting next to each other at a networking workshop. Like, think about it. Like, you will not network even further with your brother, but that's okay. You don't want to, actually. So how many of you knew you were coming here before 20 minutes ago? Cool. I thought in Bali, people just decide things last minute. I'm already here. Why not join? First, easiest question. How many of you do research on people before you spend time with them? Like if you're going to go into an interview, if you're going to go on a date, if you're going to go meet with an investor, a potential client, potential partner, you spend 5-10 minutes Googling them, checking them out. How many of you Googled me? Not many. Interesting. But you're going to spend an hour with me. Why would you not Google me? It's really important. Take that as a way, as something you must always do, in my opinion. Spend 2-3 minutes to check someone out. Why?
To know what they're interested in.
To know what they're interested in. So apparently, every single time someone interacts with me today in a nice way, I'm going to give you a Dojo sticker. Yeah! How exciting is that? Okay, good. What else? To know what they're interested in, which really helps in conversation, and helps with engagement, and helps with building trust. What else? Ask better questions. I love that. So any journalists here? Only the journalists in the room have learned actually in school how to ask questions. Majority of human beings are awful at asking questions. No one has ever taught us how to ask open-ended questions, how to ask engaging questions, how to ask provocative questions to get people to open up. You get someone to open up, you connect with them, you build rapport. Good. This is for you. This is a mermaid on the beach with, I don't understand what's going on there. Yeah. That's like, yeah, she's got pyramids behind her, but that's cool. What else? Get an idea about reputation. Why do you want to get an idea of reputation? Okay. Yeah, I might be a complete scam artist who's about to get you all to sign a contract for the next 20 years that will get me access to your bank accounts and take $10 every month out of your bank account. Yeah. The reputation is very important. You need to know who I am. Am I an author that has authority? Am I a professor at universities? Am I a businessman? Am I a married man? Who am I? Who is this guy? Anyone know where I'm from? Very good. You did your research. So both of you are going to get a sticker. So you get one sticker. Reputation, credibility in Israel. Very good. And Dinar told you where I live. So I live in Singapore, born in Israel. Where's the accent from? Russia. Who is the Russian who said Russia? So every decade of my life, somehow, I have lived in a different country. First decade in Israel, next decade in Canada, next decade in England, next decade in Russia, and I've just started my next decade in Singapore. So it gives me a very wide ability to understand human beings, to understand cultures, to speak languages. English is one of the languages that I have never learned in school. Most of you learned English in school. I've been practicing English for about 27 years, but not one day in school. Well, at the age of 14, they gave me a book when I spoke not even the ABCs, and they said, write a book report. I didn't have the ABCs, yeah, but a lot of practice. Same thing as networking, a lot of practice. Any introverts in the room? Usually the introverts don't. She's like, should I say so? I don't know. So whether you believe it or not, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert level 2. Introverts and extroverts go up to 5 levels. The extreme is 5. The middle is like, you know, -1, 1. You're in the middle. I'm a level 2 introvert, which means doing this used to be very difficult for me. Talking to women used to be extremely difficult for me. Walking up to business people at an event used to be almost impossible in my mind. Starting a conversation with strangers or learning how to end the conversation after a couple of minutes was not something that I was used to. It didn't compute. And in my early 20s, I found myself working in the banking industry in England, not really happy with my job, but not making enough money to help my family. My parents got a divorce, and I really wanted to help my mom. I didn't really have enough money. And if you're good at networking, connecting with people, and building relationships, you can make an infinite amount of money in multiple income streams. It's very easy if you meet people, because there's no such thing as a business opportunity. There's people opportunities. You meet a person, you build a relationship, something can come out of it. It could flourish. And the other reason is that in my early 20s, I was new in England and I was a young man, and young men like to do things with young women. And unless you know how to talk to women, you don't get to do those things. Yeah? So I don't know, there's no kids in the room, so I could say, yeah, sex is good. So I wanted to have sex. I was new in England, you know, a young guy making money, like, come on. And walking up to a woman in England, anyone from England here? Yeah, walking up to a woman, hi. So walking up to a woman in London in a pub was not easy. I tried it many times, and I failed miserably. And I learned in life that if you create habits and it creates some new rituals in your life, you can reprogram yourself. So the man you see in front of you is Gil 2.0. Gil has had multiple levels in his life where he's upgraded himself. I've changed industries more than 20 times in my life. So don't listen to anyone who says if you've been doing banking or consulting or whatever for 20 years, you cannot change. You could change. I help people all the time completely switch their lives, completely, to do something that you really want to do. You know, I've had to do that for myself because it took me years to understand that I don't like my job, or that I've stopped learning from my boss, or that like that's it. I got to an end where I need to spread my wings and fly a little bit. Networking came into my teaching existence about 5 years ago, where one of the leading universities from Russia. Anyone here from Russia? Yay, Russia would love. Some of you guys maybe know Skolkovo. Skolkovo is the leading management school in space in Russia. It's in Moscow. It's like the Silicon Valley. A few years back, they asked me to come in and teach entrepreneurs about networking. And I was like, I was an entrepreneur back then. I didn't know how to teach a class. I've never really done it before. They said, just come and tell them some stories and talk to them and let them ask questions. I said, okay, come in. So in the last 5 years, I've been a visiting professor at about 7 different universities in the world. 4 out of the universities gave me a whole robe and a hat and a whole, ceremony. Because I don't have a PhD, I don't have any degrees, I've never been to university, I barely passed high school, I failed out of 2 high schools, so school was not really for me, but networking taught me how to learn. Networking taught me how to learn from others. So today I'll share a few ideas with you, some insights, a couple of stories maybe if you want to hear them. I don't believe in success formulas. If anyone ever told you the success formula to happiness, to money, to business, to blah, 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 it's not true. There is no success formula. There are formulas that have been tried by many people and they've worked for them. So I'm going to share with you something that has worked for a lot of people that I've worked with. And it worked on me. I experimented on myself. So I've gone through the pain a lot of pain when it comes to walking up to strangers and starting relationships or ending relationships, or getting up and speaking in front of an audience. Sometimes you need to do that if you're an entrepreneur. Any entrepreneurs in the room? What else do you guys do if you're not an entrepreneur? I'm in Bali because I'm lost in life. Or any teachers in the room? I love teachers. Yeah, teachers are cool. Okay. Anybody else in the room who's doing something else, not being an entrepreneur, not being a business person? You guys didn't raise your hands. What do you do? What do you do? Digital marketing. So you're like a freelancer. So people pay you for your time. That's kind of an entrepreneur in some places in the world, because you're doing something to serve others, right? You're giving someone a solution that they need. There was a problem there. You are the solution. You could be referred to as an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur doesn't have to have a team of people, doesn't have to change the world. An entrepreneur needs to change either the surroundings around them, the community around them, the country around them, the city, something. An entrepreneur has to influence others in a positive way, in my opinion. Anybody else doing anything else? You guys didn't raise your hands, so what do you do? That's awesome. Okay, so you guys are like, so you guys are making websites for people, and you're working for a company that allows you to have freedom. So so you're like an employee and you're having fun. So that's definitely not an entrepreneur. That's a lot of fun. That's cool. You guys make good websites? Yes. You guys work in this co-working? You know that big poster board there on the front with lots of Post-its? Do you have a Post-it on there? That's a problem. Are you good at making websites? Are you sure? What? Why? It's called a Post-it, not a sales Post-it. Put them Post-it. Hey, do you need advice on making websites? Call me. I'm here. I'm in the garden next to the big bush. So before we leave today, all of you are going to grab Post-its on the table in the back, and you're going to either add value to people and around you, or you're going to ask for help, or both. So a big part of networking is to be able to do that, right? Why do we build networks? Why do we build a network of people around us? To connect with people and find help. Okay. For opportunities? To expand knowledge? Okay, you're being very active. So you're like, yeah, you get like twice in a row. Wow. What else? Fun? What do you mean by fun? Yeah. Okay. Like hobbies, like, yeah, enjoy yourself in life. So fun is a very, very big thing. I have fun at work. I'm having fun right now. This is for me like life. I could charge a lot of money for people to do this, but I do this for fun. I don't need to do this for money anymore. What else? Support. Very good. Yeah. It's really important to have a network that can support you. Your mother and your best friend are not good support systems. Please understand that. Strangers are actually the best support systems you can have, because they have a non-biased opinion of you. They do not judge you. They can help if they want to. Most people in this room, I believe, are quite helpful. What else? Someone in the back said something. Collaboration. Very good. So you can have collaboration, opportunities, strategic partnerships. I'll touch on that today. So when you meet people, something could be created. Does anyone believe? I don't know if you could see my icon in the back there. I'll show you. So we have 7 companies today, and that icon with the 3 little heads is the one thing that connects to all of our companies. It's a power of synergy. It's a power of 3. But I believe that actually 1 + 1 is equal 3, because I don't believe that I have done anything in my life alone. Anyone here believe they've done anything alone in their lives? Anything? Maybe somebody wants to mention, like, people like to challenge me. Yes, I put my pants on this morning. Okay. You've been lonely. That's swimming. That's quite powerful. I like people challenge me. So you could swim on your own, yeah. So but I would challenge swimming that someone taught you how to swim, or you've been inspired by others in order to swim. Being alone, that's quite special, actually. I like that. I'd have to think about how to challenge you, but I need to be influenced by something in order to go that deep with you right now, not with everyone else. But yeah, so most of what we have done in our lives has been a co-creation. So what I'll share with you today in a few slides is how you can co-create more in your life. So I'm assuming that everyone in this room likes to co-create something. Everybody here likes to Yes, some people are like, why is he asking me this? Some of you are like, cross your hands, are like, what is he talking about right now? Co-creation. Yeah, so really, co-creation is really any goal that you have ahead of you this year. Hopefully, you're thinking or you're dreaming to achieve something in 2019. Realistically, none of it is going to be achieved unless you meet or connect with the right people. You believe that? Unless you have the right people in front of you, you will not be able to achieve anything. If you want bigger goals in life, you need to be inspired by others. If you want to achieve big goals in life, you need to do it with someone and the help of someone. Either use them or let them use you, or somehow work together, or somehow learn from them or be inspired by them. Everything that we want to do in life is somehow in collaboration with connecting the dots with people around us. Now, in most cases in life, unfortunately, the circle of people that you have around you right now is not it. Sorry, that's the bad news. It's not it. If you looked at your 7 people who are around you today, not right now in this room, but the 7 people who are most influential people in your life. So the people who you speak to the most. If you look at your phone and you see who you call a lot, who you speak to a lot, not over the last 10 years, over the last few months, right now, and the present moment sort of thing, these days, those 7 people are the most influential people in your lives. Unfortunately, in many people's cases, those 7 people are not who they need in their lives right now. We need someone else. We need someone to push us forward. We need someone to believe in us more. We need someone to be proud of us more. We need someone to connect with us more. Proximity is very important. Some of you potentially are traveling quite a bit, and the 7 people, most influential people in your lives, are very far away from you right now. And you've come to Bali and maybe you connected with some people, but you haven't properly opened up to them. You haven't been vulnerable with them. You haven't really maybe cried with them. You haven't opened up to them your fears or your dreams. And that's what I'll touch on a little bit today to see if 2019 could be much, much bigger for you if you'd be willing to connect with some new people in a different style. Does that sound interesting? Yes? Okay. So if it sounds interesting, this is what we're going to try to do right now. If it sounds interesting, can I get you all to sit very straight up on the chair with nothing in your hands if possible? We're not going to do a meditation right now, I promise. So don't close your eyes. Cool. Monday's meditation night, yeah? Good. I have no idea what day it is, by the way, right now, which is amazing. I have no idea. I love that I don't. What I do know that it's funny, but in Russia, today is the first day of work of the year. They wait 9 days until they start the year, why not? Where else? Montenegro as well. Good to know. I did not know that. All right, cool. I guess we have someone from Montenegro here. Cool. So this is what we're going to do for just 30 seconds. I'm going to time this. We're going to do something that some of you might find strange, but I actually like it because it makes people feel strange. So for 30 seconds, can I ask you to not say any words? Try not to look down. Try not to look at your phones. Try not to speak at all. Okay? And for 30 seconds, you could stay seated or you could stand up. All I need you to do is to look around the room, not one person like this for 30 seconds, because they'll think you're an alien. To look around the room and see something nice in others. You can compliment them. You could smile at them. You can think a positive thought about them. You can ask yourself an intriguing question about them. You could be curious in them. Just look around the room. Hopefully, it's people you don't know. So brothers and sisters don't look at each other like, hey, I know you. Look at other people. Yeah. Just 30 seconds. Okay. And just give people a mental compliment. Let's try that. All right. 30 seconds. Easy. You ready? Mental, no words. Even the cat is joining us. Please, cat, sit down quietly. Thank you. Non-verbal. We're not saying any words, just for 30 seconds. I know it's difficult. You ready? Go. That's about 30 seconds. It feels like a lot for some. What happened? What just happened? Tell me results. Like, I give you 30 seconds. I do this for an average of 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day. I do it when I go to the metro and I'm stuck in traffic, when I walk down the street. When I walked into this room as an introvert, in order to make myself feel very comfortable and confident, I complimented you. I loved you. Like, loved you before you even know who I am. It made it very easy for me to be here in front of you. But what happened to you in 30 seconds? You smiled. Okay, I need to give you a different sticker this time. This is special. You smiled. Okay, this is not. I love smiling at people in general. So not all cultures in the world smile at strangers. Yeah, some cultures in the world walk on the street looking like they're about to kill you. Yes. Sorry to the Russians in the room and a few other cultures, but it's okay. Hey, my wife is Russian. I'm allowed to say anything I want about Russians. Yeah. But, you know, Russians don't smile at strangers. And there's a few other cultures in the world that don't either. What else happened? Discomfort. That's honest. Thank you for that. So why is it discomfort? Okay, so we don't usually do that, and it's a barrier in life because people think that networking is actually walking up to someone and starting a conversation, breaking the ice. It's not. Networking is telling your mind, I'm ready to talk to this person. So if you like this person in advance, your body will feel more comfortable. This tells you a lot of insights about you. If you felt a little bit uncomfortable, maybe sometimes you find it difficult to walk up to strangers and start a conversation, which is fair. It's cool. That's like 98% of the world. Today, we'll break through some barriers. Yes. You just want a sticker, don't you? I could see that. Like, wait, which one do you want? Okay, go ahead. Yes. Okay, that's cool. Yes. So for introverts, it's really, really easy to be in our minds. So it's very easy for us to be in the corner of the room of an event and look at people. The good thing is with introverts, they tend to look at people with love, and like they say good things about people. Introverts are actually the best managers in the world because they really pay attention to the individual, whereas an extrovert will talk to you and we'll be thinking about that person at the same time. Let's talk to this person. Okay, you're good. Yeah, okay, good. Next. Okay, yes. So that's different. Yeah, thank you. Good. What else? More. What do you mean by connection? Nice. That's really powerful to walk into a room, and usually people walk into a room and they actually don't feel like they're a part of the room. So majority of human beings will walk into a room and then we'll look at a room and we tend to criticize the room in our heads. And in most cases, we actually criticize ourselves. Why are we in this room? What are we doing here? Who are these weird people? Why did I come here? What am I going to learn here? What are they going to learn here? What is this cat doing here? You know, like we come up with stuff in our heads. So you look a little bit like a biker girl. I don't know. It's a biker girl sticker. And I like your stickers, guys. Good. What else? Sorry, you were saying something. Nice. What else? It's not just you notice detail about people. Now, did you notice positive detail or negative detail? Okay, so in usual, human beings do not notice positive detail by default. Of course, you guys here in Bali today, you notice only positives. You're angels, you're beautiful, yeah. But majority of people in the big world out there, unfortunately, to make ourselves feel comfortable as humans, we don't notice positives right away. We don't criticize, but we notice things that are different. We notice things that will make us feel special and comfortable. Noticing positives in people, you notice how beautiful people are, and the jewelry and the hair and the clothing and the fashion and this and the eyes, and you're like, wow, this is cool. I feel connected here. Nice. You're like a mermaid, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. You're wearing blue. What else? Anything else? One more person. Sorry? You felt happier, that's an easy life hack. You do not need coffee. You don't need drugs. Well, sometimes you need drugs, but you don't need Red Bull. But what you do need to do, and this is working in some cultures that are extremely unhappy, like the British girl and the Russians and some other cultures in the world. And I've lived amongst them and I love them and I respect them. But in general, sorry? So Singapore is different. I can come back to that. They're not that they're unhappy. It's kind of, anyone here from Singapore? Just me? Good. So just like, it's kind of, I can't, I'm going to be nice. So you felt happy. So this is a really good trick first thing in the morning to actually, as you wake up, to start complimenting people in your lives, and you can actually be grateful to people in your life. So like, wow, I'm so thankful that today I'm going to be meeting with those people, and it's so cool. I'm excited actually going to the co-working space, and I'm going to be seeing this guys Joe and Masha and Jenya and this guy Michael. I'm really excited, and I'm excited about them. You're putting yourself in an ecstatic position in life. It puts you in a very high energy, highly motivated, highly inspired by people. Majority of human beings need to be inspired by material, unfortunately. Some here inspired by spirituality. I am personally inspired by human beings. This is why I'm inspired all the time. I meet amazing people around the world all the time. You're getting this beautiful mask, man. You can try to smile like him every day if you want to. Yes. So I'm going to jump into some interesting things to get you guys thinking a little bit. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, I highly recommend. I go to about 10 seminars a year myself. I'll spend anywhere between $100,000 to $150,000 a year on upgrading myself. I've only been able to do this in the last 3 years. Now, when I mean upgrade myself, I will go to the best speakers in the world, the best teachers in the world, and I will work with the greatest seminars in the world because I never went to school. I didn't have rich parents. I grew up next to chickens and cows in Israel next to a farm. I didn't have the options to upgrade myself. And because the doctors told my parents there's a lot of things wrong with me, as a young man, I never knew that I had the opportunity to grow and develop myself. So, school was very difficult, so I never was able to read books because of dyslexia and ADHD and stuff. So today I listen to books. So I listen to anywhere between 3 to 5 books a week. And these days, I've learned that you have like Blinkist. Blinkist, you can listen to books in 15 minutes. So I'll listen to 3 to 5 books a day. Do you know what that does to a human being when they go over 1,000 books a year? Do you understand what goes through my mind? People. I'm learning constantly from people, and I'm adding value to people constantly. I'll tell you more about what I do later on, but you can Google me. There's only one Gil Petersil on Google. Makes it easy. So today, we're not going to talk too much about business, but we're going to talk about human beings going global. For me, in order for a human being to go global meaning expanding your mind, setting up another business, changing your industry, going out with someone from a different culture, really stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of this imaginary box that many, many people live within, boundaries, belief systems. We all have belief systems, which is why none of you are wearing the exact same shirt right now. How cool is that? Nobody in this place is wearing the exact same shirt. What does that mean? That we're all a different kind of, actually looking around. I've done a crowd of 1,000 people. No one wears the same thing because we're all a different program. We're all a different brand, and we all have different belief systems on what looks good, what doesn't look good, which is why when it comes to networking, there's something called human frequencies. I today find it very easy to connect with anyone anywhere. I can connect with royalty. I can connect, like a few months ago, I connected with Richard Branson, sat down with him for 30 minutes to have a conversation. I can connect with a poor person on the street. I love connecting with the drivers here and asking them about their culture and what they're doing. And I love connecting with people. And I find it very easy now because I've programmed myself to do that. Majority of people don't find it that easy because we have belief systems. Some cultures have what's called status mindset. You believe that someone is too high level, it's not easy to talk to them. If you had a billionaire sitting next to you, would you start a conversation with them? Do you feel comfortable to start a conversation with them? If you had a really poor person, completely poor, sitting somewhere next to you, would you not feel comfortable? Would you be inspired to start a conversation with them? I do. I love speaking to people who are extremely different to me, because I'll learn from them. The fact that I could speak to a poor person makes it very easy for me to speak to someone like Tony Robbins. He invited me to his house 3 weeks. I don't know. Anybody know Tony Robbins? Yeah. Very special guy. So he invited me to his house a few weeks back. And for me to be able to sit with him and talk to him at his level instead of saying, wow, Tony Robbins, one of the greatest motivational speakers, transformational coaches, philanthropists, feeding 250 million people a year as an individual, amazing person. Sit with him and talk to him face to face. I can only do that because I don't see a poor person on the street below me. I try to work on myself, and I'm always trying to work on my ego. I have an ego. We all have an ego. And because I'm growing as a businessman, I'm growing as a speaker around the world, ego grows. I'm always kind of pushing it down. 3 weeks ago, I had 26,000 people in front of me. Ego pushes up. You need ego because you need to be able to survive in front of the energy of 26,000 people giving you energy back and forth. So what does it mean when it comes to relationship? There's different kind of relationships out there. There's relationships that are healthy for you. Relationships that you need to have in your life. Like the bee and the flower, they need each other. They need each other in order to survive. So you have relationships who give you love, who cook for you, who support you, who motivate you, who believe in you. And we don't always have such relationships in our lives. It's important that we attract such relationships. And when we have such circles in our lives, if after today, hopefully I'll give you a couple of tricks and life hacks on how to attract a person that would be like a bee to you as a flower. You're growing as a human being. You need someone that would pollinate you. That could be actually sexual as well. You need someone that would help you grow. Someone that would be your mentor, your role model, an inspiration. He doesn't have to do business with him. Like I love what you're doing sort of thing. It's so cool. It's completely different. It's not what I want to do, but like I love that you're doing it. You need people like that in your life. You have the neutral ones. This is the remora fish. The remora fish, they live right next to the sharks. The sharks don't eat them. It's very interesting. The remora fish just lives next to sharks. They eat the leftover of what the shark eats, and they usually clean up the shark, but usually they just catch a ride with the shark. They know that if they're next to a shark, no one's going to mess with them. I was about to say fuck, but there's no kids. Excuse me if I swear a little bit. No one's going to fuck with them if they're next to a shark, right? And the shark doesn't eat them. So it's very, very neutral. They kind of get some benefit, and he gets some benefits because he's got an entourage. Yeah, a lot of sharks drive like swimming around. I was driving around, swimming around, and they got like an entourage of like these remora. This guy feels like, a pimp. I got my entourage with me. So we have a lot of those people in our lives. I might say something that might be not easy to think so, but your mother and your father, in many, many cases, are actually very neutral to your life because they come from a completely different world. They were born with no phones and no Facebook, and your life might be very strange to them. So they could be very neutral. In some cases, our parents are a little bit different. They suck our energy. They tell us what they think is right. They tell us what we're doing is wrong. In my case, 6 years ago, I actually had to distance myself a little bit from my family just for a few months to allow myself to recover from them sucking a lot of my energy and them saying, you should be more like your brother. He's got a job at IBM for 20 years. He's got a house. He's got a couple of kids. He's got everything, everything a man should have. And I was not. I was a serial entrepreneur, and I was traveling all over the world, and I was opening businesses and closing businesses, and I was losing money and making money. I was completely unstable. I was not married. I was no kids, of course, and I didn't own a house. But today, this is 6 years later, I still don't own a house. I don't believe in buying real estate until you're ready to buy a few of them and invest in them. My brother has a house. Yes, IBM fired him 6 months ago after 20 years, so he's completely lost in life. And actually, he's meeting me in Thailand next week to open his mind up a little bit. But I have a couple of kids, and I'm happily married, and I have a house in Moscow, and I have a house in Singapore. I don't own any of them. I don't need to own them right now. I've moved around in most of the world. He's only been to like 5 countries in his life. So today, my parents finally understand that what I did was right. But it was right for me. It's completely not their world. So many relationships in my life about 6 years ago were like this. They wanted me to be something different. They wanted me to be like them more. They didn't want me to take risks. They didn't want me to do things that are stupid in their eyes, amazing in my eyes. So what then happens? You're then in a position where you could do an audit. Any of you ever done an audit? No, I'm not talking about a financial audit. I'm talking about your network audit. So if you want to go through something that's very painful, but it's actually the most rewarding activity you can ever do in your life. I'll show you a slide later that's called a networking funnel. You can look at everyone in your life has the potential of becoming your best friend one day. Maybe. Anyone in your life can one day become a client, one day can become a partner, one day can become a friend. Anyone. You never know. But what if you look at the people around you right now? Not right now, but in your life. And you try to split them into 3 circles. One circle is about 7 people. And these are the 7 people who you constantly connect with, talk with, communicate with. You're influenced by them. They're influenced by you. And then you have another circle that's about 15 to 20 people. 15 to 20 people are your associates, some of your colleagues, people who you work nearby. Maybe if you're working in a co-working space here, you're near them. Proximity, you're near them quite a bit. It's a friend that you really love, but you haven't seen in a long time, but you really connect with them. And then the next circle is about 100 people. Forget the circles after that. And the 100 people are like the Facebook friends who you thought about inviting for your birthday party. It's those people that you had like amazing experiences with, amazing moments with them. You feel somehow a soul-to-soul connection with them. So the audit is to actually be able to go through these three circles and to ask yourself, especially on the 7 and the 15, am I completely satisfied with these people? That's when it becomes a little bit difficult, because that's when you need to become an ass and say no. Just 1 second. And say no, I'm not necessarily happy with all these people around me. And then the question becomes, how can I replace some of them? Can I push someone from my 7 to my 15 a little bit? That's okay. Like my family would all do, like, you might think I'm an ass. My family all sits on my 100. I'm okay with that. I see them a couple of times a year in Israel. I live in Singapore. My mom is coming over to Singapore in February. Yeah, I speak to them on WhatsApp. I talk to my mom once every couple of weeks. You might think I'm an ass, but I'm trying to do what I think is right for me right now. I might discover that that's wrong. Maybe one day I'll say, oh my God, I should have spoken to my mom every single day of my life to appreciate her and love her. I tell my mom I love her. I show my love in different ways. But right now, I want to be influenced by people who can help me take risks in life, who can help me go through the challenges I'm going through right now. I need to make big decisions every day, whether it's about working with specific people or doing business or taking business risks or making big decisions. And I want those people around me to be like me. People who are taking risks, people who are entrepreneurs, if you want freelancers, if you want teachers next to you, people who are like me, so I can mastermind with them. I can do brainstorming sessions with them. I don't know if any of you do mastermind sessions. So extremely important. 2019, please join at least one mastermind or create a mastermind group. Mastermind with people constantly, and people that they don't need to profit if you win. That's the idea of a good mastermind. If you win and you gain knowledge from me helping you, I don't profit. I just want to help you. A good mastermind is 7 to 10 people who just want to help each other. So what are these basically 5 little steps that you could choose to take in order to decide that an audit of your connections is necessary? And then maybe how do you replace some of those people? Because it's not an easy process and you could do it slowly. It's not saying to someone, I'm never going to be your friends again. Fuck off. Don't call me again. I did that 6 years ago with most people who I call my best friends. Most of them, I stopped going out with them. And after about 6 months, they stopped calling me. And I completely switched who I called my best friends. At the time, it was the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life because I felt lonely and I felt alone and I felt completely disconnected from the world. But finally, I had space. I had space for myself. I had space to think. I had time to think. I had time to reflect. And I had time to create new network of people. New people came into my life. You had a question and you had a question. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, put them on your top 100 and make a game plan. So for example, I don't know if you know who Jay Abraham is. Jay Abraham is like the leading marketing and business strategist in the world. And for about 10 years, I was listening to him. And last year, there was an opportunity for me to meet him for just 2 minutes. Okay, just 2 minutes kind of before he went on stage. And I prepared myself for that moment because I knew I can add value to him. I knew I can make a difference. And I prepared myself what to ask and what to say for those 2 minutes. And at the end of last year, well, not at the end, like October or November of last year, I did a 1-week road trip with Jay Abraham. 1 week, me and him, we did Amsterdam, we did London, and we did Vietnam. We took planes together. We sat next to each other. We ate together. We didn't get a massage together, but he got a massage there and I got a massage here. He's really into massages. Oh my God, every day. I wish I had that kind of discipline every day to get a massage. Who gets a massage every day in Bali? You should. You should. It's right there. Every week? Yes, nice. I love that. Every week, get a massage. At least foot massage. So if you have people like that, then you need to make a game plan to bring them into proximity into your life, slowly. So you can have a role model or someone that you really look up to that's far away. So for me, it was like big speakers in the world, you know, like people like Brian Tracy and Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki, people who 20 years ago, I looked up to them. I was studying from them. But over the last 3 years, because it's only been 3.5 years since I've been a speaker. So over the last 3.5 years, I've done about 400 events, speaking all over the world in front of any size groups. I speak in front of governments. I speak in front of corporations and in front of any kind of groups of individuals. This is now my passion, and I still lead my businesses, but I don't manage them every day. I have CEOs that are running my businesses. What was your question? So it was... I don't know if there are any Jewish people in the room. So it was Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is like the Jewish New Year. It happens around September time every year. It changes based on the Jewish holiday. So we had a dinner with some friends, and they were not all Jewish. It was just kind of bringing people together for a reason that's like Christmas. You know, I celebrate Christmas, but not really. It's a really good reason to have friends and food and drinks together around a table. And I looked at them, and I realized that these are not people who are proud of me. And I realized that this is not people who I want to be like them. But 6.5 years ago, I stopped drinking alcohol. And this was around that same time. And I saw that they're drinking a lot. And for them, going out and just partying was good. And buying a lot of material things were really good. And they were amazing people. Like today, I see them once, maybe every year at someone's birthday, maybe. You know, I'm still kind of in distant connection with them. So they're not in my top 100. I pushed them to the fourth circle. For me, the fourth circle is over 1,000 people. And these are people that I can reach out to for advice maybe once every few months or every year. So I'll reach out to them, but I realized that they were not my people. And I realized also, it's a very big insight for me, that most of us are stuck with the people we have right now because of a life situation, because life put us in that situation, because the school we went to, or the job we had, or the neighborhood we came to, or the country we moved to because our parents moved there. It wasn't really a choice. A choice is to say, if you have to start from zero now, can you make new friends? And I've tested that on myself. When I moved to Russia, I had zero connections. I moved to Russia and I was not really on Facebook. I had to start from zero. I now moved to Singapore less than a year ago. I started from zero. In my birthday, April of last year, I had just 50 people at my birthday party. Just 50 people. The year before, I had about 500. That's the average party I have. But 50 people were customized. I chose them. Completely chose them. I met hundreds in my first few months. Hundreds. But I chose, who am I going to see again? And how do I become in proximity with you again? If you choose to be in proximity with someone more than 4 times, you have a choice of being their friend. 7 times creates a bond. 10 times creates a relationship. 20 times creates love, creates business partnership, creates bonding. Do not jump into a business partnership after 2-3 times of meeting someone. You do not know anything about them. And you guys know this. Until you slept with your boyfriend or husband or whatever, you don't really know them. You don't really know them. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. You don't know people. You need proximity. You need to be near them. You need to see them at their best and at their worst. So this is how we start. Let's just assume that you're all great achievers who like to set goals. Yeah? Agree? Who said yes? Okay. Which is completely bullshit. 99% of you have not really written goals properly ever in your life. 99% of you. Sorry, this is the fact of the world. Thinking about your goals doesn't count. Dreaming doesn't count. Writing on your phone doesn't count. A goal that counts is a goal that has detail. So not just I want a house, or I want a boyfriend, I want more money. Specifically, I want to get a big white house that's about 200 square meters, that has big windows all the way to the ceilings, that has 3 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms, and it has a backyard and has a dog walking. Details. You need details. So last year, when my wife and I decided to move to Singapore, we wrote down in detail the kind of apartment we wanted to. We then saw 5 apartments. 4 of them were exactly what we wanted. Yeah, so goals need a lot of details. Goals need the what. What do you want? Goals need the when. Do you want it approximately? You don't have to have a date, but a month, a category, like 1 year, 1 month, 3 months, 3 years, something. You need approximate time frame. And most people are confused because they're focusing on the how. Yeah, you're humans. You think about how. How am I going to achieve my goals? Which is why most people don't write down their goals, because they don't know how to achieve them. This is the trick of life. You don't need to know how. You don't. Trust me on that one. Everything you need to know is who. Who should I talk to? Who should I follow? Who should I read in order to achieve my goal? Simple as that. Any goal you right now want to achieve in your life, anything, I don't know how small or big it is, someone has done it before you. I guarantee you, someone has done it before you. Every single goal I have today, we have a big, like an A1 piece of paper. We have 3 of them in our bedroom, and they have what we want in life and who we need to connect with, who we need to build relationships with, what kind of training we need to go to in order to do that. So if you want to have financial freedom, you're not just going to learn from books. You need to, one, go and study how to get financial freedom from 1 or 2 or 3 different speakers. And then you need to meet some people who have financial freedom and you need to build a relationship with them, be near them. If 3 people out of your 7 people are financially free, you have very, very high chances of being financially free. It's as simple as that. If you look at the 7 people around you and look at their average income, you are around there. That is going to be your average income. So the second thing you need to do is you could study it from different people, how to set goals. So you choose who you study from. Like, I don't believe there's one way of setting goals, but if you want to build new relationships and you believe that in order for me to achieve goals, I need to have the right people around me, which means in order for me to connect with people, they need to know about my goals. And let me give you an example right now. So what did I do when I wanted to become a speaker? But 4 years ago, I said, okay, I want to become a speaker. I love it. I enjoy getting in front of audiences. I love coaching. I do a lot of individual coaching, group coaching. I really loved it. I just had no idea how to do it. What did I do? I found the greatest people in the world that I know that are doing it, and I built relationships with them. Proximity. I found a way to serve them. I found a way to connect with them. Today, one of my missions in life is to identify the most outstanding people in the world, to find a way to learn from them, to find a way to serve them somehow. There's many ways where you could serve anyone in the world. And then to find a way to connect them with my community. So to connect them with other people. So I love connecting people in general. And I believe that life is one big gift. So why do I speak in front of so many people all the time? Because I believe that out of every audiences, a few people are the outstanding people that I'm looking for. Now, I believe you're all outstanding. The difference is, do you believe you're outstanding? We're not going to talk about that one today. So I identified all these different people that I believe are great in different ways of achieving goals. Each one of them has a completely different style of achieving goals. And I studied them. Because I'm dyslexic, for me, just writing goals doesn't work. What do? I put goals in pictures. So these are my 9 most powerful pictures that signify where am I in life and where do I want to go. I could speak to you for many, 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 many hours about each one of these pictures. What does it mean to me? What goals are broken down each one of them? And because these pictures are in my head, it's very easy for me to start conversations with people. So I could talk to you about my love for nature and my interest to invest in the future in nature. And I have nature around me where I live here, and I have nature around me where I live in Moscow, and I have nature around me where I live in Singapore, and why, and I can get into details. And I could talk to you about food. And when I was completely broke about 7 years ago, I had no money whatsoever. I had to develop my cooking skills because you have all that stuff in your kitchen that you've never really used for a long time. I had to learn how to use all that because I had no money for something else. I used everything in my kitchen. Everything in the back of your fridge and in the back of your freezer? I used everything. And I learned how to be a gourmet chef. Today I can cook at any level of gourmet food, and I can cook for any group of people. I've cooked up to 1,000 people. As long as I have 2 assistants, I can cook for 1,000 people. I've done it many, many times. I love it. It's serving people for me is a passion. So this is an easy way for me to set goals. So in our room, in our bedroom, we have words and we have a lot of pictures around them to remind us what we want in life. Now, this is easy for me because of my challenges. What the doctors told my parents, I have challenges. I don't see them as challenges. I see them as great opportunities. I need to learn how to biohack myself. So what do you then do? Once you have these goals outlined, because today is not about goal setting, today is about people and connecting with people, you need to understand that if you have great goals, you now need people to achieve them. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to give you 5 minutes right now, okay? 5 minutes of my precious time. I have no idea how much time I have left, by the way. I have 6 minutes, and I'm giving you 5 minutes. I love that. Yeah, I'm going to give you 5 minutes of my time because I love you.
I'm giving you 15 more minutes.
You're giving me... So I'm going to give you 3 minutes of my time to make it fair, if that's okay. I don't even know what percentage that is, but that's 3 minutes of my time. What you're going to do in this 3 minutes, I need you to kind of connect with some people who you don't know at all. So you're going to be like in a group of 3 or maybe 4 people maximum. Okay, not less, and not 2 people, not 5 people, because you only have 3 minutes. I'm going to count. During those 3 minutes, everything you're going to tell them is your name, and you're going to tell them what your short-term goals are. Short-term, 3 months, 1 month. Not 1 year. 1 to 3 months is a short-term goal. Any goal, life or business. Don't worry about it. Don't get complicated. There's a reason for this task, and I'll show you after what's the reason for this little exercise. So you're going to be in a group of 3 or 4 people maximum. If you, when I say go, wait, when I say go, if you don't have a group, don't just stand there and look for someone to come to you. That doesn't work in life. In life, if you want results, you need to take action. You need to take steps towards people. An easy way to do that is to raise your hand and to look for anyone else with their hands up. Very easy way. In life, you can't necessarily do it on the street, walk around with your hands up and say, but you could. I've done that. I've walked around expos and I said, hi, I'm Gil and I'm looking to network with people. Yeah, I challenge you to do that. I've done that. I've been crazy when it came to network because I had to break down my barriers in my head. Most of you think it's crazy. I thought it was crazy. Now I think it's ambitious. I think I'm being a hero. I'm actually connecting with people who would never connect with me. 3 to 4 people, 3 minutes, short-term goals. You're going to stay standing up. You're not going to sit down. Yeah, you're going to stay standing up. But this is the challenge. When I say please stop, I'm going to start counting. The challenge that you have is to see how quickly you can actually end the conversation and sit back down. So this little exercise has multiple levels of depth to it. You ready? Go.
I'm Megan.
Three people. Bring someone else. Come on. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. You're not a person.
Let's network, people. Come on. Come on, people.
Come here. Come on. Here, go with them. Go with them. I can hear my voice. Go with them.
Oh, yeah. For me, I want to start a group of women. I'm a life coach for women, and I want to start a group of women on helping them follow their desires so that they'll know exactly where they want to go. Yeah, well, I work online, so an online is and once I do that, then I want to be a retreat for women on getting back in touch with their like sensual passionate I had a pool party today. If only we had known each other.
Hi. So listen, I'm not going to be there for 6 o'clock with David, but are you going to be there? Because I asked them to be there. So please confirm. Can you confirm with them directly? Confirm with Natalia directly. There's a group. Confirm with them directly. I'm stuck here at this event. Just telling Gil stuck at the event, but Gil really wanted me to experience it. Tell them either you're going to confirm and be there at 6 o'clock or not. Please confirm. That'll be right. Okay, your time is up and stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not bad. Guys in the back, Renat, I see you're still talking. Renat? Yes, I see. So if you found it easy to stop talking, that's amazing. Most people find it difficult to stop talking because we're in kind of an active mode of talking, of sharing, of connecting. And some of us actually, maybe some of you were actually selling a little bit because you were excited. What happened in 3 minutes? Yes. A lot of noise. Who said that? Yeah, you're an introvert, huh? What happened? Okay, you got to know 2 cute girls from the other side of the world. Okay, let's get this is a sticker for you. But let's get but we need short. I have like 10 minutes. You can't like short answers. You don't know who they are. You know you know where they're going. It's very specific. You don't know who people are until you sleep with them for many, 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 many years. Yeah? You know where they want to head in life. This is very important. If you know where I'm going, you can get me a little bit because you might be going in the same direction. Maybe you've gone there before. Maybe you know someone who's there already. Okay, good. What else? 3 minutes. That's it. Okay, awesome. So you know why. Knowing a why is very, very important about people. Knowing who they are, and it takes too many. Knowing the why about something is it's very intriguing. You can ask more questions. What else? Nice. That's very, very powerful. So knowing how you could be resourceful to someone is one of the most powerful points that you could be in your life. As humans, we are either resourceful or we're not. This is who we are in life. We are a tool. So some of you don't want to be a tool. You're like, no, I don't want people to use me, blah, blah, blah. Fucking use me. The more you use me, the more expensive I become. The more people know how to use me, the more bigger I get. Yeah, use me. I want people to understand how they can use me as a coach, as a teacher, as a facilitator, as a masterminder, as a consultant. Please learn how to use me. If you want to learn how to use me, ask me. I'll connect with you and tell you how to use me. It's very, very good. What else? What else? Let's just give you 3 minutes. That's it. Imagine if you had 10 minutes. Sorry? So you have proximity and time, and you have time frame. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm here for 1 month. I can connect with them again. Very good. What else? Cutting to the chase. Cutting to the chase. There's no more bullshit. Tell me what you're up to. Yeah. So if you're going to like networking events, instead of blah, blah, blah with a lot of people, asking them questions like, what sort of priorities do you have right now? Or what are you mostly focused on these days? Or what are you working on while you're in Bali? Or like get to the point with people. Because if you're going to blah, blah, blah with people, you're either wasting your time, you're wasting their time, and you're potentially losing an opportunity to talk to that one person in the back. That's the person you want to talk to. That's why you're here at this event. Yeah? Anything else? So usually someone who has a lot of their goals structured, it's nothing to do with opportunities. It's knowing that you have structure in your life. Yeah, so I have 1,000,001 opportunities around me all the time, and out of those, I've picked quite a few dozen major goals for 2019, and I know what I can achieve them. And based on who I meet and where I meet them, I might choose which goals I'm going to share with you right now, because maybe there's something you can give me some insights, you can work on it. Maybe a lot of you are in IT, so I'll tell you about my IT projects and what we invest in software and mobile apps. Maybe some of you are in education, so I could talk to you about what I'm doing in online or offline education. Based on the feeling I have for me, I could choose which opportunity I could share with you, not to get you involved, but to get you interested in me. Because if you're interested in me, we can continue the conversation. You want to continue talking with me. Can I frisbee that to you? Nope, that is not a frisbee. Anything else? One last person, yes. Yeah, very good. So you're suddenly becoming resourceful yourself. It's not about learning how to use other people, which is okay. It's okay to learn how to use other people if you use them respectfully. You pay for their time, you pay for their meal. I love going out to lunches with mentors, and I'm not going to say, can you be my mentor? I said, can I invite you out for lunch? There's a couple of things that I'd really love for you to share with me because I'm currently in a fork in the road and I got to make a decision. So I'm treating them as a mentor. Yeah, so you can pay for people's time or you could just appreciate their time by sitting there and taking notes. So you're showing someone respect, listening to them actively, not like, but actually actively listening to them, you're showing them respect. You're allowing them to connect with you. So I'm going to just show you a couple more things, and then we'll do some fun questions and answers. So if you understand what it means to map your network, you'll end up creating something called a networking funnel. A networking funnel doesn't always make coffee. A networking funnel means that every single person you meet in life has an opportunity to develop in your circles. They can grow with you. They can become more than just a stranger. They can develop somehow into a relationship, a connection. Once you connect with them on Facebook, it's something. But just because you connected on Facebook doesn't fucking mean anything. If you connected them on WhatsApp and you sent them a couple of voice messages, it's already a little bit more than just a Facebook connection. I don't like connecting with people on Facebook. Well, I can't anymore because it's maxed up, but that's not the point. The point is that for me, Facebook is just a way for people to follow each other. It's for me to know what's going on in your life. So usually before meeting you, I'll spend a couple of minutes quickly searching what's going on in your life. Today I had a coaching session with a client on my way to his hotel. It's nice that he's in Bali at the same time as me. I quickly checked out his Facebook account, his Instagram account, and his LinkedIn account. And after 3 minutes, I knew what's going on with him. A little bit. So when I asked him, tell me what's new and exciting in your life, which is the number one best question you can ever ask a human being. What's new and exciting in your life? One of the best things you could do with people in your connections right now, in your network, when you're following up with them, hey, what's going on? Sending you lots of love from Bali. Just wanted to find out what's new and exciting in your life and what's the big plans you have for 2019. Boom. You could do that with 100 people in less than 1 hour on WhatsApp, and the answers they'll give you are going to be inspiring. And if it's not inspiring, it's okay. Follow up with them again in 2 months. The next thing you're going to do is widen your network. Once you understand that some of the people that you have don't really fit within your networking funnel, you want them out, you need to widen your network somehow. There's too many websites out there for events. I don't know the best ones in Bali. If I were you, I would build a relationship with Dinara D. She'll know probably the best events in Bali. Probably the best ones are happening right here at the dojo. I highly recommend you guys show up here more often. But from the research I've done, these are some of the greatest websites in the world to find events everywhere in all countries. So again, take a picture if you want to. Hi. Share it on Facebook if you need to. That's important. I mentioned to you mastermind groups. Highly recommend you join. Or I know you guys, Dinara, you guys do mastermind groups here every week.
Yes, we're going to do one tonight.
You're doing one tonight, and you still have some space tonight? Every 2 weeks. Okay, well, if you guys show them demand, they might end up doing it every week. Mastermind groups are really important for your life and business growth. Once you've done the widening your network, what you then need to do is one little step, which is deepen your network a little bit. Go deep with people. So I already mentioned to you, understanding what kind of a tool you are. Feel free to write that as your homework and ask, how valuable am I to people in my network? How are you valuable, except for what you do for a living? Are you really good at cooking? Are you really good with kids? Are you really good with nature? Are you really good as a tour guide? Are you good with websites? Are you good with Excel sheets? Are you good with PowerPoint presentations? Are you good with mobile apps? What are you good at? Nobody here is 3 years old. So you're good at something, at many things. Make a list. Make a list of what you're good at, anything. How can you be useful to other people? You need to appreciate you being valuable to other human beings before others could value you. Yeah, you need to value yourself. So, sorry? So this is something else. This is the avoiding the parasite is not an option in life. Once you understand how to build a strong network of people, parasites will try to come in and you allow them to be there. You don't allow them to stay in your 7. Allow them to stay in your 100, no problem. You don't let them in too much. Tonight, I have a mastermind dinner with some really powerful people. There's a very big event of some really leading online school producers that came in from different countries to Ubud, and I invited 10 people. That's it. And everybody wanted to join. No, 10 people. I want people that serve and give. So it's not about avoiding the parasites. It's understanding how to identify them, and then understanding how to create less proximity. How to create. But they want to hear you. I can hear, but the microphone, yeah, they want to hear you.
Like Bali's on.
It's on. We can hear you.
Okay, Bali's like the land of broken toys in many respects. So a lot of people here are in survival mode. So they'll say anything and do anything to get within that circle. You know what I mean? So you can be clouded in that kind of environment when you've got a lot of those types of, I call them leeches, around you. So how do you if you're trying to expand your network and then you're clouded by just going through so much of that happening all the time, how do you pick out the good ones?
So first of all, it takes a lot of trial and error. So you need to really have a lot of fuck ups in life. Like you've had to try out some really bad pizzas in Bali until you find the pizza you really love. It's the same thing with people in life. You need to try out a lot of people. You need to go through people and to give them the benefit of the doubt. So I'm someone who trusts someone fully until they take that trust away. Some cultures do it the other way around. I don't trust you at all. And you could slowly build the trust with me. When it comes to parasites, if you feel that someone is a parasite, first of all, you could take it a responsibility on yourself to help them if you want to. I love helping people switch or adjusting by asking them very, specific questions like, why do you want to spend time with me right now? Or why are you with us right now? What are you hoping to gain out of this circle? Or what sort of priorities do you have right now that you believe this group could gain from? Ask them very, very direct questions. Now, if they feel embarrassed, they'll never come back. Good. If they feel that they're here because they're fucking tired of their lives and they're willing to change, then people change through pain. You have a choice, by the way, in life. You know that, right? You can either wait until it really, really, really hurts, and then you'll change, or you can change. That's the only two ways of changing. It's either you change, you take the Band-Aid off quickly, yeah, and it's going to hurt a little bit, but then you'll be okay, or it's really, really going to hurt. Life is going to kick you in the ass, and we're talking about health, we're talking about death in the family, we're talking about losing a job, we're talking about becoming broke. This is the fact of life for all humans, yeah? The universe kicks us in the ass, and then we finally wake up. So this is a fun slide that you could think about in order to deepen your relationship. So in order to deepen your relationship, I mentioned that you need to connect with people a few times. You might meet someone here this evening. I'd like you to stay here for a little bit more networking. Sorry if I'm in the picture. Stay here for a little bit more networking. Come back to the dojo. They have a lot of activities here on a regular basis where you can meet random people. That's the good thing about life. Meet random people, strangers, constantly, and then take them through a process of following up with them. Invite them for tea, invite them for a meal, buy them a little present. Maybe if you see them a few times, you really like them. It's like, hey, I bought this tea in this really shop, and like I thought you'd like it as well. You know how powerful that is, coming to meet someone and bringing them a small gift. How many Christmas presents did you send out this year? Give me numbers. I sent over 3,000 Christmas presents this year. Yeah, 3,000. 150 were individually delivered either by myself, my wife, or one of my executive team members. Individually. 100 of them were actually made by my own hands. We made 100 cookies. You can find them somewhere on my Instagram. I'm the only Gil Petersel, so it's easy to find me everywhere. But we made cookies with my logo on it. And we took a picture of me and my team making those cookies and wanted to thank specific individuals for somehow really helping us to bake something, to make something this year. And we didn't want to go materialistic. I didn't want to buy them something that doesn't mean, but a cookie made a difference to them. It's really amazing. I had more posts on Instagram from other people saying thank you for the cookie than any other gift I've ever sent before. It was really cool. Most of the other presents were either goal-setting maps or books. My book or other people's books. So, for me, I prepared, I think, too much for you guys. But this is the This is the idea. The idea is that whatever it is that you're doing today, a lot of you might be obsolete in a few years. I'm sorry. The way to become stronger in life, in order to become stronger in your community, stronger in your company, is to co-create a lot more, to partner up with people, to do more with others. So if you're a website designer, make sure that around you, you have the best programmers, the best designers, the best, I don't know what else you have around you, everything else you need, and the guys who are creating the logos, to the guys who are running the servers, to the guys who are creating the e-commerce platforms, to the guys who are creating the CRMs, to the guys that are creating the ERPs. Like, you want to be able to group together in order to become stronger than anything else out there. And we need to become stronger. We need to build a stronger network of people around us. We're humans. We're used to working in clans. These are some really cool books. I know people always ask me about this that I think could help you. My book was launched last year. Currently, it only launched in Russia because I was living in Russia at the time. I'm launching 2 more books in English this year, but these are not my books, but I think these are really powerful books to help you develop relationships. Just check out Blinkist in general if you're not there yet. And if you want to connect with me, there's 2 easy ways. One, you come to me today, and you can either take one of these or be friendly to the environment and just take a picture of it. Yeah, that's very, very good. Tip on business cards. 1, have a business card. I don't care what you do for a living, and I don't care where you live for a living. Have a business card. Number 2, don't give out your business card to everybody. Let them take a picture. Let them take a picture. It's easy. You can always have a digital card on your phone if you want to be really environmentally friendly. But please have a card. A card is just allowing someone to see where you become more influential, you become more successful, you become more financially free, you become more whatever it is that you want to become more of. So that's about it with my time. I'll take a few nice questions. And Dinara, do you want to pick who asks questions?
I actually have question.
You have a question.
Can I use this right to ask questions?
Yes. Can you come to the front? Yes, we want you all the way in the front.
We had this conversation a few years ago with you about how it is important to have a mentor in your life.
Yes.
So I have mentors, and I'm very blessed. And Michael Craig, our founder, I can consider him my mentor as well. I'm really happy about that. He's awesome. And I'm lucky. But some people here, they would like to know how to find a good mentor.
So everyone I showed you here, today I can call a mentor. I can call every single one of these people. The person who's probably hardest to call, he's not even, I took him off. The person who's hardest to call is here in the picture. You guys know who Eckhart Tolle is? Yeah, so anyone here spent a week with Eckhart Tolle? Yeah, on vacation with him and his family? Yes, so that was one of the biggest things that happened to me in 2017. I invited Eckhart Tolle to Russia, and we had the biggest event ever for his life, 6,000 people. The biggest he's ever had was 4,000. I did 6,000 for him. And then as a gift, he spent a week with me and my family. We went to St. Petersburg like tourists. And so he's the only person I find it difficult to call as a mentor because it's really challenging to get him in the present moment. So you can follow a mentor virtually. So a few tips on mentors. First of all, anyone in this room a current mentor for someone else? Yeah, anyone? No, raise your hand high if you're a mentor for someone else. Stand up if you're a mentor for someone else. Stand up if you are a mentor for someone else. Okay. Good. So everyone, well, I didn't say sit down. Yeah. So everyone look at them. Everyone look at them and just appreciate them with your eyes. And you need to understand something. They're just like you. They chose to make a difference in someone else's life. Why are you not doing the same? Thank you that you're standing up. Do the same. So if you want to find a mentor, first step, start mentoring someone else. Go to that board in the front of the dojo, and when someone asks for help, offer help. Again, go back to the values. You are somehow helpful in something, I promise you. There is something you could be helpful with. If you don't know, sit down and write down everything that you know in life. And you'll realize that you know how to use Microsoft Word better than someone else. You don't have to be the best at it. The idea of a mentor is to go back to that networking funnel and to understand that all the strangers you meet, they could potentially become your mentor. When I network out there, I go out looking for two kinds of people. Someone who could teach me something or someone who I can help. That's it. I don't need help from people. I ask for help when I need it. Yeah, so I'm very comfortable in my life to constantly ask people for help. But you're strangers. I don't have the right to ask you for help. I haven't deposited any networking credit into our relationship. Again, like that logo you have in the back, 1 + 1 = 3. So what's your name? June. So if I meet June and it's the first time we meet and we connect, we just planted a seed. This is the relationship seed. If I wait for June to water this seed, I'm being selfish because I'm waiting for her to do something towards the relationship. I believe that I should do something towards the relationship. When it comes to mentorship, asking someone a really good question like, can you give me some advice, or what would you say if you were in this position, or can you tell me, in a few words, if I had to choose between hiring someone right now or working with a freelancer, what would you do and why? That's already treating someone as a mentor. And I love asking people such questions. I love asking people, what's the most challenging position you were in when you were looking to scale your business? Or what sort of challenges do you foresee in industry? Whatever industry you're in, you can ask them, what do you foresee as challenges in the future? Understanding someone's vision of problems can help you understand how you could be a solution along the way. So the idea of mentorship is really to be able to see everyone as a potential teacher. 1, 2, to be able to teach as well. You can't expect just to take. You need to give. So I will give 3 times minimum before I get 1. Yeah, I believe in 3 to 1. That's my belief system, which is why the universe, I don't want to say the universe owes me a lot, but I have a lot of credit with the universe, a lot. And I continuously will continue to give more and more and more because I know that I'm going to need a lot of help to achieve everything I want to achieve in life. So you have mentors around you. Again, it's by asking questions and it's by becoming vulnerable. Because of our ego, we don't always want to tell people where we fuck up, and we don't always want to tell people where it's hard in life. But actually telling people that over the last few months, I found it very, very difficult to achieve financial stability. And I was wondering, from your success and your experience, what have you done, or what could you suggest for me to do in order to get to a better position? And the easiest way to ask a mentor questions is not to just ask them about them, but to tell them about you. Can you give me advice? Don't tell me what you would do. Tell me what I should do. Big difference. A lot of people ask people like in the front questions. What would you do? What did you do? Doesn't matter what he did. What should I do? If I'm in this position today, what should I do? Give me some advice. And then take the advice. Write it down. Say thank you very much. And if you want to get to mentor you again, follow up. Send a message and say, by the way, the advice you gave me earlier this week was very, very useful. I took it very seriously. I went home. I did some more reading. I'm actually going to take action on it. Do you mind if I follow up with you in a couple of weeks to tell you how it's going, and maybe you can give me some further advice? So follow up. I showed you the follow-up thing. Good, yeah?
Awesome.
Yes. Other questions? Denara, you decide who asks.
All right. Thanks, Joe, for all this wonderful information. I resonated a lot with what you said about relationship audit, because in the last year, I also get a lot of negative relation out of my inner circle, and I'm slowly attracting in the people that I admire. So I would love to hear more of your personal experiences. What would you advise on how, like those outstanding people that you mentioned that you reach out? How do you study them and to make sure that you can provide the value and attract their intention, especially those outstanding people? Usually, I feel like they're way up high there. How do I attract their attention?
So, when I started to look for those people, what I did is I created something called networking priorities. Yeah. You have goals in life. So if you have goals in life, most people's goals are in categories of consumption. What do I want to consume in life? Goals are experiences. What do I want to experience in life? And goals are contribution. What do I want to contribute in life? Most people don't write about networking goals. Who do I want to meet? Do you have networking goals this year? Who do you want to meet specifically, or the quality of people you want to meet? I didn't jump to build relationships with these people. I had to walk my way through. So if you're right now making, let's just say $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year, don't expect someone who's a multi-billionaire to want to build a relationship with you. That's not fair. The idea of building relationships is looking for people who are maybe a couple of levels above you. They're doing what you want to do in a few months. They're doing what you want to do in a couple of years. Like for me to build a personal relationship with Richard Branson, it's going to take me time. But I went from talking to him for 1 minute to somehow walking my way through and delivering a 30-minute conversation with him, to now having his business card, to now having the opportunity to take a small group of entrepreneurs to his island, to aiming to do a lot of research on who he is because he's a public person in order for him to show him more interest in me. Now, Richard Branson is an open public person. You could do a lot of research about his hobbies and what he loves and what he doesn't like. And if anyone knows how to play tennis, good. So Richard would like to meet you. I don't know how to play tennis. So I need to find, Richard likes to play tennis every single morning with brand new people that he meets. Brand new people. Yeah. So if you show up in his island, you play tennis, he'll play tennis with you. I don't know how to play tennis. So I need to find another way in. Yeah. In your case, if the people you're talking to are a little bit public, LinkedIn, if you're not on LinkedIn, you're crazy. You don't have to be a business person and you don't need to be looking for a job to be on LinkedIn. Yeah. It's the #1 network in the world for professionals. So you could do a lot of research on LinkedIn of people. In social media in general, you could see what people need, but it's not just about adding value as in I can add value to you. Asking someone a good question and paying attention is adding value. Smiling at someone is adding value. Serving people is adding value. You show up at my events where I'm a host and I'm a speaker, and towards the end of the event, I'll open a box of chocolates and walk around the audience with a box of chocolates. In some cultures, people think I'm crazy because I'm a lower level person. Why are you lowering yourself to their level? In my culture, I'm not. I'm the same thing as you. I just want to serve you and see you smile because I just handed you really good chocolates. So it's not about, don't think about adding value. Like I just showed you that list of adding value, you know? This is adding value. Send him an email. Recommend a newspaper. Recommend a really good book. Send him a book. Recommend a really good article. I just read this really good article that inspired me and reminded me of the conversation with you. Put yourself in situations where if you were in the elevator with your favorite person, what would you say? Hi. Selfie, please. What would you say? Put yourself in that situation and just write down the answer and then write it again and again and again and again. It's the same thing as introducing yourself. Do you all know how to introduce yourselves? No. Write down, go home, write down 5 different ways of you introducing yourself and then practice. 5 different ways of introducing yourself. If you introduce yourself in 3 words or less, it's awful. It's awful. Telling people I'm a freelancer, I'm a website designer, I'm a teacher, blah, blah, 1, 2, 3 words is awful. Introduce yourself in 10 to 20 words, please. Tell people what you do. Tell people what service you provide. Tell people the results that people have by building a relationship with you. Come up with, there isn't one perfect ways. There isn't a perfect way of introducing yourself. There's just different ways. Yeah?
Helpful. Thank you.
June, you got a sticker? June, you're a biker girl? This looks like you a little bit. Yeah. All right. This is the last question. Dinara is cutting it short. Yeah, I know you guys have a whole other program tonight.
Hey, Gil.
So I'll stay later on if I'm allowed. I don't know, Michael, am I allowed to stay in the corner and answer their questions? We can hang out outside. It's nice and breezy. Is that allowed? Good. Dinara will tell us. And I'll answer, like, I have to go in 20 minutes. So I'll stay until then. Yeah, I know. So we need to talk about that. Yes.
Hey, thank you. What if you're working very hard at something? How do you know how much time to take away from that to devote to networking? How can you? It's kind of a dumb question, but how can I?
There are no
balance doing what I have to do with doing new networks.
Sure, I get it. So there are no such things as a dumb question. It's just something that there is no one answer to it. So for me, networking is not it's not a choice. You all know how to network. I'm like a 7.5 on 10. But many people in magazines and experts in the world call me a world guru in networking. But I'm not. I'm a 7.5. I know where I could develop. First of all, ask yourself where you are in networking. Audit yourself, your abilities to network. And then ask yourself, where can I develop? And in order to, you know how to play the piano, you got to play the piano again and again and again to develop, right? So practice networking. So if you can allocate 1 hour a week, good for you. When I wanted to move to Singapore, I came to Singapore and I attended 5 events a week minimum because I wanted to move to a new country. I needed to meet people. So if you have time, allocate it to networking. Networking can make you happy. It can find you love. It can give you business opportunities. You learn how to become better at it. Don't waste your time. Learn how to become efficient. Learn how to introduce yourself. Learn how to, again, networking, you have 3 levels. You have the emotional part of networking. So how you feel when you're networking, heart-to-heart connection. Do you have a phone in your hand? Are you being distracted? You have the physical part. Do you look good for networking? Are you feeling good? Do you have the energy? Are you networking like this with people? And then you have the intellectual. Are you able to intellectually connect with people? Can you have conversations about current affairs? Are you somewhat of an expert in something? Practice. Practice makes perfect, I was told. So what's your name? What's your name? Avery. So it is 100% a massive waste of time if you're not authentic in the way you network. Yeah, you can waste, and I've wasted days and days and days randomly connecting with people, coming home and having a pile of business cards and not knowing what to do with them. Yeah. So the idea is that you need to create some sort of a system where you follow up with people. You try to connect with some people again. You host a dinner. You invite people. Next time you show up at the dojo, bring 2 people with you. Don't come alone. Add new people. Don't invite your brother, sister, and girlfriend or boyfriend. Invite 2 brand new people that you just met this week. Connect with them again, but you're not connecting one-on-one. You're kind of playing it smart. You bring them to an event. You might connect with them. You might connect with others. Yeah, but networking could be a massive waste of time unless you learn to upgrade your skills. Become better at it every time you do it, and then it's not a waste of time. I think that's it with my time. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Gil.
I really do love connecting with people. It's not a joke. Don't call me in the middle of the night. This is my real phone number. Do not call me in the middle of the night. You don't know what country I'm in. This is my email address. Feel free to send me an email and ask anything. Feel free to connect with me anywhere from LinkedIn, Facebook.